Welcome to the Market.Sell.Win podcast. I am super excited to have as my special guest today, Lisa Montejo, a phenomenal communicator filled with energy and passion for life and marketing. She has over 25 years of experience working at global accounting firms, including EisnerAmper, RSM US, and KPMG, where she helped grow their brand, their business, by rolling up her sleeves to really develop and execute marketing strategies. Two of the topics I am thrilled to talk about are how marketing and sales can work better together and how to coach non-sales and marketing people on getting business. I have no doubt you will enjoy and learn a lot from Lisa's perspective and years of experience. So with that, welcome to the show, Lisa.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you. So in this first segment, we're going to kick things off by talking about your career journey, highlighting some of the skills that you found to be important and the impact that mentors have had in shaping your career. So let me ask, tell us what's the path that you've taken and some of the steps that have been involved in getting to where you are in your career today.
I have to tell you, it's now 28 years. So start doing the math on my age at this point. So it's
no math.
A wonderful. I know. Don't do it. It's been a wonderful journey. It really has. As you mentioned, I started out at KPMG, which I think was just such an awesome way to start my career. I kind of compare them to the Marines, where they break you down and mold you into what they want you to be, and they invest so much into you. And then I was able to go to RSM and use all that they taught me at KPMG and just really hone my skills and grow something big. At RSM, it really was about that ownership of that organization. And I look back on my time there, it was just so rewarding to look back and look at this firm that I feel like I helped build. So I just loved my time there. And then now being a part of EisnerAmper, I'm getting to build something new again. And it's just been such an incredible journey going through that. Certainly bumps in the road, but I loved every moment of it. Every bump was such a learning experience, and it taught me something that I really needed to get me to that next level. It was really a lot of fun looking back.
So I guess when you think back, I'm assuming when you started at KPMG, you were younger. I mean, obviously, if you've been out 20 years. So did you start was it like
younger?
Yeah. Like an entry-level position, and you kind of worked your way up? Did you always know that you wanted to be in marketing, or did you fall into it?
Oh, I definitely meant entry level. And as a matter of fact, we were in the folks that did the proposals and all that kind of stuff were part of the word processing team. So I came in under that. But the funny thing was, I didn't know how to type. And so they're like, what is she doing in word processing and this? But she's creative and she can write and she can, I could put designs together, and they recognized those skill sets and really just started to mold and said, this is the direction we think we can use her. And I started on that proposal team, and then expanded to events, and I kept working my way up, and then I got officially into marketing and being a part of that team. And I had someone that really helped and mentored me. She was younger than I, but she was so talented. Oh my gracious, she was so talented. And she taught me so much about research and how you walk into a meeting and what you do. And I just kept moving up that ladder. And I knew for me to continue to grow, I would have to move to another location to get like a national position, even though I was over South Florida and Puerto Rico, but I would have to make a move. And that was a really tough decision because my whole family's in South Florida. And I thought, no, at that point in time, RSM was courting me, and it was a great opportunity. And I had an amazing boss at KPMG, and I told him about the opportunity, and he did his boss thing. Okay, so what are they going to give you, and what's the offering look like, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, okay, give me 24 hours to come back, and we're going to talk. And then at the same time, he goes, I'm going to talk to you as a friend now. And he goes, off the record, this is a great opportunity for you and your growth and what you're looking to do and be in this world. And I would take it. And I said, thank you. And he and I were very tight. He was the managing partner of KPMG and of South Florida. and just a really good boss. And he told me that, and I took the chance and I took the leap and went over to RSM, and boy, what a fun adventure that was. It was great. So I did start at the bottom and work my way up.
Yeah, it's funny. I did too. I started out really as a greeter. I was the person that I worked in the cellular industry out of college, and I was the person that when you came into a retail store, I was the one that said, "How can I help you? What are you here for?" And that kind of morphed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So that morphed into like a sales assistant type job, and so I got exposure to that piece, and then eventually moved, got my foot in a little bit with marketing. But unlike you, I didn't even know where I wanted to go. I just was like, every experience is a good experience, so kind of soak it up like a sponge, learn what you can, and go from there. So
right,
yeah.
Right.
All right. So then let's talk a little bit about today. Like, what are you doing, and what does the day in the life look like? Because I think part of what we're trying to do is help listeners understand what some of these roles in marketing actually are.
Okay. So, interesting enough, my role is really two-pronged. So I cover Florida for EisnerAmper, and work with another colleague down here on just pushing programming specific to the Florida marketplace. However, I have a dual role where I wear another hat, and I'm over locations nationally for the firm, which is really cool because I'm able to work with everyone across the organization, all the partners as well as the marketing people, and having this national role allows me to push programming on a national level out through all these locations. And then also I assist with the hiring in new locations or any best practices that we need to roll out in these different locations. If we're opening a new office, I'll assist with that. Whatever they need me to do, that's office related marketing wise. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I would think that by being in your, kind of on the ground in Florida, developing marketing strategies and programs, you see good ideas, you're able to like drop those into other markets.
Exactly. And then I get to work with the national marketing leads over services, over industries, and pushing their programming out to market and making sure we have that consistent message going out to market. So it's nice. It keeps me connected across the firm, both in marketing as well as with the management team. And it's nice to have that connectivity.
So I would imagine a typical day is you must have 1,000 different projects that you're working on, and you're just plowing through, making sure everything's moving forward.
I bet every marketer says that, right? We do, and we do. We're pulled in so many different directions, but I'm one of those folks that I love to get an early start to the day. I'm up early, I'm working out early, and then I get online, I get all my reading done because I really try to stay up to date on everything that's happening in the industry and in the marketplace. So I get that done early. And then for me, I don't know about you, Julie, but for me, I have like one or two goals for that day, one or two projects that I'm going to really focus on and get done. And this way, as long as I get that done, and I'm one way or another, I'm going to figure out how to do it, even if it's long hours. But if I get that done, I can feel like accomplished. I can put it to bed. I can go to sleep soundly. And then that next day for that week, I kind of have scheduled out, what do I have to get done? And this way, I feel a sense of accomplishment. Do you do something similar?
Yeah, I totally do. I mean, sometimes and when I don't do what you're suggesting, I don't feel like I got much done. I think the other thing is sometimes it can feel like the to-do list is 1,000 miles long, and I kind of lose sight of the bigger picture. Like, what am I doing for our business? And so like, I'll think about, look, this practice is trying to like double their revenue in the next year. So I look at it in that context and go, all right, well, this marketing program that I'm working out is going to be key to that. It just helps kind of connect me a little bit more to business goals.
Isn't that a great question that everybody should really write down? Is this going to impact the goals of my organization? And if we all align to that instead of what I'm working on right now will be impactful, then we continue to move forward with it. I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, well, thank you. Because, I think the other thing is oftentimes I feel like marketing, we get pulled into so many things, and there's a lot of administrative stuff we're doing and just things that might not be adding value. And you're like, crumb, if I got rid of these 5 tasks on my list, it would free me up to do something that's going to have a bigger impact. And now that's a bigger conversation that you have to have with others, but there might be something that you're doing that could be done by somebody else in your company.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
we can all learn from that.
When you think about 28 years later, what are some of the skills that you have found to be the most valuable? And they may be marketing specific, or they could be softer skills that you have found to be really helpful.
They're probably softer skills, I have to say, because I think my greatest skill and what allowed me to climb the ladder so quickly was surrounding myself with very talented people. Mm. And that was critical to my success. So I always have worked with these folks that I knew. I always hired folks that I knew basically wanted my job at the end of the day, and I was training them and molding them into taking it, because the quicker I could get them into my position, is the quicker I could move up. Mm-hmm. So I always tried to surround myself with that talent, and then also surround myself, if I have a weakness in an area, I want to make sure I have someone that has that strength, and that we can complement one another. So that's been really helpful for me to move up, to have folks like that around me. And the nice thing was, most of the folks that were around me were always really great people that wanted to lift me up as well. They knew the path, they knew the pattern, they knew my end goal was moving up and bringing them along with me. So they were always extremely helpful and giving me that push as well.
Awesome. What else?
So that was one. Mm-hmm. The other thing I would say is positioning myself as a business advisor to, in my case, and in your case too, the accountants, those partners. And because I was fiercely loyal to them and protective of them, and protective of the business that we were trying to build, against it goes to that sense of ownership kind of thing, mm-hmm. that I was always very close with my partners and my management team, and always I felt like they considered me an equal, and they considered me an advisor. So I was able to position myself that way, and always, not always, but be there for them. And when we had to make hard decisions or fun decisions or whatever it might be, we did it as a team, because we were all in it together, and they felt that that I was part of that team, that marketing was part of that team. And I've had a knack for that. I don't know if that's a skill, or it's just because I really enjoy being with people and being around people and learning from people and being part of a team. I'm not sure, but it's a knack that has proven to really benefit me in my growth in my career.
I think that is an excellent skill and point. And you're right. I don't know. Maybe some people do have a knack for it naturally, but I think for people listening, that it is so key. Like if the people you're working with in your organization feel like you care about what you're doing and helping the business grow, they do start to look at you as a peer, somebody that is part of the team that's going to help, versus the marketing person who's going to come in, give an update, execute, do the event. It's a shift. It's a mind shift, but so powerful when it clicks in.
It is. You just don't want to be that. You mentioned administrative or just down to execution. That's not what we're about. We're about strategy. We're about partnership.
Exactly. And you know what? This is not something that has to be, you don't have to have 25 years of experience to do this. I've seen people come in that, are, kind of fresh out of college or a few years into their career. And sure, they don't know everything, but they're asking questions. They're in a meeting and they're like engaged the whole time listening, even if it's not specific to marketing. They're like trying to soak it up so they can better understand. So I think you can do this at any point in your career.
Absolutely. It's just caring. It's caring about your
Right.
business. It's caring about the people around you. It's caring about yourself and your growth, being a
Totally.
part of it. I
Totally.
agree wholeheartedly.
Any other skills that you found useful?
Yeah, it's really just about learning from everyone that you're around. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just our discussion today, I'm going to take down what you said. Is this being impactful? It's going to probably go on one of those little stickies, and I'm going to stick it on my computer. Are you being impactful? It's
So, what role did mentors play in your career?
a huge role. Mentors made a profound impact on me as a person and my growth within the accounting community. I mentioned my discussion with my managing partner at KPMG, who was kind enough to be a friend to me as well as a boss. And I had a similar mentor at RSM who is still I'm very, very close with. And any major decision besides my husband and my family, I talk with him. He's still a partner at RSM, and he has helped guide me and helped me grow as a person and as a professional. I don't know that I would be where I am today had I not had him working with me and helping me and caring about me and respecting me, and just I adore him because what he gave to me and the time he gave to me. And I know, sometimes it's a sacrifice when you're mentoring someone. You're taking calls or having to tell them, sometimes hard things that maybe they don't want to hear, and then you're congratulating them as well. But it's hard to be a mentor, and he was a mentor to many, and he was an incredible mentor to me, and I will be forever thankful to him. So I always encourage everyone out there, if they find somebody that they really connect with, that will be honest and open and truthful and challenge them, grab a hold of them. Grab a hold of them tight and let them guide you too. Have a few folks that you can rely on that will advocate for you and be there for you. But mentoring was big, and because of what he did for me, I in turn try to give back. I think we have to sow those seeds and give back as well. So I try to do that in return. You got to pay it forward, right?
Yeah, totally agree. And, I think when you're earlier in your career, it's not like somebody comes along with a big sign that says, I can be your mentor, so, but I think your advice,
Right.
It's people that you connect with, and you start to develop a relationship with that, you can make it formal. Like, would you mind mentoring? Are you open to this? Or it just starts to happen naturally and you start to turn to them for advice. And then, voila, a few years later, you've got this fantastic relationship going. So I think, the action item there is keep your eyes open and, try and connect with people that you think are, have something valuable to add to your life.
Right. And I've seen it with the firms, with folks that they have those formalized mentoring programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do work. I think everybody needs a mentor and everybody needs that advocate for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice when you have someone where it's gone a little bit beyond that, where there's that true investment in that human being of saying, I want to help you get to where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that true mentorship. It's so rewarding. And I think we should all try to be that to others as well. As we grow in our careers, we got to try to be looking around and lifting up those folks.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you reach a point in your career when that's the part that becomes super duper fulfilling. I mean, it's there all
right?
along, but
is.
yeah, it's just like that's where it starts to feel extra good because you want to help others. So
Absolutely.
All right. So if you had to roll back that clock 30 years, well, in your case, 28, what advice would you have given yourself about working, career, all that good stuff?
Yeah, that is such an interesting question because it's going to be, a lot of people will look back and be like, I need that work-life balance. I should have did this. Mine's almost a little bit turned. And when we grow up in large organizations like you and I have, Julie, we've had this opportunity to see and go places around the world, around the country, around the world. We've had such great opportunities. And looking back, I wish I had said yes to a few more of them. I was a young mom. I had kids at home, and that was my first responsibility, and I thought I just couldn't be without them. Even though I did a lot of traveling with the firms and did that, I was in and out. I went in, took care of business, and got out. But with every one of these organizations, I had opportunities to do and see some amazing things, and I didn't do it. So in hindsight, I wish I just said, it's okay to take a moment to enjoy these opportunities that are given to you. And I didn't. I sometimes we take ourselves very seriously and our positions in these worlds very seriously. And I think we just have to relax sometimes and say, it's okay. So I missed out on a few opportunities work-wise that would have been so fun. And I would have seen some incredible parts of the world. But that's okay. That's okay. I raised incredible children, and they knew they came first no matter what. So it's all worked out. They are my biggest accomplishment. But I wish I had just said, okay. It's okay. Go. Experience. Have fun.
I think that's great advice. Because I'm sure there are opportunities that we've all been faced with that. And now, in some cases, I mean, you're saying it from I should have done it and kind of balanced the other priorities in my life maybe a little bit differently. Sometimes it's fear that holds people back. And, you know, there's this saying, I don't know who said it, but like, feel the fear and do it anyway. You know, so like you may feel like, no, I'm going to fail, but you know what? Take the step and just try it and trust in yourself. And, you know, I have found people are always very forgiving. They don't expect you to come in knowing everything. If you've got the right attitude and a willingness to try, then, you know, I think you can write your own ticket on where you want to go. So.
Absolutely. And you know what? Even if you fall down, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're going to learn so much from that. We learn more from our failures and our challenges than we ever do from things running smoothly. So step out. Take that step out.
Exactly. All right.
So it's really worth it.
Wrapping up here. Okay. We've all had the rough day. I mean, the really crappy day. So like, what is the song that helps you like shake it off?
Oh, that's a good question. And my go-to is always any U2 song, but it's a beautiful day. I love that song. I mean, U2 has a song for every mood that you're in, don't they? I mean, you could just go and get a song from them. So it's with or without you, or I still haven't found what I'm looking for, whatever it is, they have a song for it. But my go-to song would be It's a Beautiful Day. We got to remember, it's a beautiful day. We woke up and all's good in the world.
That's right. Be grateful for every day. Every day is a gift.
Every day. Yes, it is.
Thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. And I know that our listeners, you know, enjoy hearing what other people have gone through and learning from their experiences. So thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right. You take care.